All right, so what's going on, folks? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Run and Gun Podcast. I'm Jay Peeps, that's Mr. Sasser, and this evening we have a special guest with us. What's going on, Mr. Campbell?
Hey, man, I am happy to be with my young folks, man. Enjoy what you guys do, man, and super excited to talk about a little bit something different. I'm always talking about HBCU football and HBCU sports. I'm gonna show you my range a little bit. Gonna talk a little more college. So,
Yes, sir.
So I'm super excited to be with you guys today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Ace will be on here in a few as well, too. So don't worry. I know like Ace is all caught up on the FAMU drama as well, too. So I think he's still processing that as well. But yeah. Oh yeah. Big time, man. Big time, man. We got a good show for y'all tonight as well. Comment section's open for those of you that want to chime in. Be sure to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe as well. Also, we're going to get Mr. Campbell's picks for this weekend for conference championship weekend and in the NFL. So I'll just say it right now. If you can do better than 12-3, because Troy and Keith, they were 12-3, and then everybody else really, everybody pretty much has been 7-3 picking college football. So I think you can do better than that. I wouldn't be surprised if you went undefeated.
I got a proposal on a lot of the guys. We'll see what happens. NFL has been a little bit interesting. You know what I mean? Some of the teams that you think, like I said, Philadelphia's kind of iffy when you're thinking about it. Dallas is surging, so I know you guys are going to get into that. So again, that's big game that Dallas has going on with them in Detroit. So I know, a lot of things I know you guys are going to get into.
For sure. And with that being said, let's go ahead and run this intro. We'll see you guys on the other side. Here we go.
Hey, this is JP.
This is Ace.
This is Dalton.
You are listening to
the Run and Gun Podcast.
And we have Ace finally back. Ace, can you hear us?
I can hear you now, but stupid light doesn't want to work.
Oh, you'll be fine. Also, Mr. Campbell, this is Ace. Ace, this is Mr. Campbell.
Hi.
How you doing, Ace?
I'm doing good. How are you? Well, I've been better, I should say, but yeah. I am very under the weather right now.
You'll be all right. All right, so first things first for this evening, I would be remiss if I didn't open up the show tonight with this. Because somebody might be on their way out of town.
Come on, man.
Dear God.
I need that immediately sent to me immediately.
Oh, I can send this to you.
Oh, my God. I was not expecting that right off the rip.
Oh, Lord.
You have not met us before. This is part of the course with us.
Man, I got the wrong background on it, but I should have put my background.
Oh, hold on. I got the perfect background for this.
It's not too late to put the U-Haul up either.
You know what? I thought this was a professional organization here.
Oh, no. Gosh, no. We there's some things that get said on here that you're just like,
bruh,
like, really, man? Really?
Oh my God. That took me. Can you just run that one more time?
I can't.
It was so quick. Because they caught me off guard. That's what I'm saying. Like, wait a minute. Man,
I got it.
That is amazing and scary and funny all at the same time.
I know. It's like AI is a crazy thing. Someone sent that Oh my gosh. Oh Jesus. So first thing on the ledger, I guess since we did show that, I know you already had sent it to me, but I guess I can go ahead and ask it here as well too. What can we expect from the Board of Trustees meeting tomorrow for FAMU? I know you sent it to me here recently, but there's some news out there that people want to know.
Well, here's what I'll answer, and I know people that have sat on the board. We got to discuss this. Thing about it, remember, the board doesn't get involved until there's a contract that needs to really be, you need to get executed. And the board doesn't really, that's not their purview to talk to the coaches directly. What usually would happen with the board is if the president needs to make a decision, and remind you, we're not talking about the Board of Trustees, the foundation. If there has to be a payout, then hey, we need to pay this coach to get another coach. And then the Board of Trustees then reviews the salary and approves the salary. So for this, I don't think you'll see any news being made from the Board of Trustees talking about the issue of the Florida A&M football coach. What you might hear is either he's going to be there or not, and then you'll see stuff start moving. But that'll be more from separate. The board, like I said, which I sent you, their agenda is already set. As you can see, there's nothing about sports on the agenda. Now, somebody can raise a motion to bring something up, but that's highly unusual. So I wouldn't, and when trust me, as you know, I do a lot with my YouTubers. We have shown FAMU Board of Trustee meetings because they have been must-see TV. This is one of the ones I just haven't shown because I didn't see anything that kind of said something major is going to happen. So that's what I will say about that. But I think after, as you say, when there's smoke, there is fire. I think the Bethune game, if he didn't get fired in, I felt he was going to be safe as long as he won. And we're talking about Coach Posey, won the Mississippi Valley game. After he lost that, I think all bets were off because then that was an embarrassment to the university. And then what I always tell people, you have people like us that we really enjoy sports. We watch it. When the regular people in the back start complaining, that's when you should get nervous.
Yes.
And I think that's what you're seeing now is why is this happening?
I agree. I fully agree. And then also, too, there are things like this that are being thrown around there as well.
FSU too broke to pay that buyout. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Or aren't you still paying Jimbo's buyout?
No, Texas A&M's still paying Jimbo's buyout.
Oh, Texas A&M's don't paying it.
Yep.
FSU need to pay that buyout, man.
Yes.
We're gonna
now that they want to even keep them. Like, why do they want to keep them?
Team in Tampa about to out recruit them.
They want to keep them because they can't afford to get rid of them.
That's what I'm saying. They're too broke.
But now I don't know if y'all saw though, and funny enough, I guess we can go to this next. Guess who was tampering to try to get Lane Kiffin? Guess who was the fourth team?
I know he was waiting for Alabama to see if they lost to Auburn. I know that one.
No, that was
Florida.
No, so that was the third. So it was LSU, Ole Miss wanted him back, Florida wanted him, but Florida State was the fourth team in the background trying to gather pennies to get him.
Pennies. Yeah, they weren't getting $100 million and a 25 annual transfer portal budget for Lane.
Nope.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. Can I give a conspiracy theory?
Go ahead.
I love a good conspiracy.
Here's my grand conspiracy theory. I don't believe Florida State was going to make a move because if they would have fired Norvell, the first thing the sidewalk fans were saying, you got to hire Dion. Dion needs to come in. He'll change the whole thing. And I think they didn't want to have no parts of that. I think they didn't want to have any parts of it. And I think they just kind of slow boating this thing, let Colorado kind of die off, total bad season by Colorado. But I just think that if they had fired him early, all you would have heard were the drum beats. If Dion comes down here, he would totally change. And of course, this is a job. Dion wants to get back to Florida. Let's be clear. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to be up there in Colorado. I'm not crazy. I know Dion. There's no way he wants to be in Colorado. And if Florida State would come, and you could just hear the sidewalk fans just going nuts. I think Florida State didn't want anything to do with that.
Oh, I agree. That's actually spot on conspiracy theory. I was someone that felt like Dion should have come back to Florida State, to be honest with you, in the beginning. But now it's like, because I root for both FAMU and Florida State. I'm seeing the line of work with Colorado, and then also seeing too that he could never win the Celebration Bowl at Jackson State. And I personally, in my non-biased opinion, this is not me throwing shade, I thought he would have given Jackson State 5 years. Just off of my thought alone, seeing how it was unfolding and how much winning he was doing, I thought he was going to give him 5 years. But hey, that's when I finally learned that anybody can be bought. That's what that moment taught me. And so now I look at it and I'm like, you know what? I would be happy if Dion was not the coach. I would rather Jimbo Fisher come back to Florida State than say Dion go back to Florida State.
Honestly, neither. If you're Florida State, but they should do either one of them. They Florida State needs I don't know how to say, like, fresh blood. You know what I mean? Like, you get someone who's like tied to the past, sure, but Dion's got a lot of baggage with him right now, and to be honest, Dion needs to go back to TV. His health is not in the shape that it needs to be to coach on the sideline. Mm-hmm. Jimbo, damn, I can't get 5 words out without coughing. Anyway, Jimbo, on the other hand, like, we know how that Texas A&M tenure went, and seeing what Texas A&M is doing right now, you're like, hey, Jimbo, I mean, that's kind of an indictment to see that going on there. But, you know, like, it's just not for FSU. They just need someone with a fresh perspective, but also with no baggage to come in and just coach and rebuild that program. That program, outside Jordan Travis being healthy, since Jameis has been irrelevant. Let's be frank. They had one good year with Dalvin Cook, and that was about it. 2 years with Dalvin Cook since that, and Jordan Travis. That was it. Yeah. Otherwise, FSU's been a no-show.
Yeah.
And honestly, Clemson's kind of in the same boat outside of Trevor Lawrence years. Yeah. Since Deshaun Watson, Clemson, I'm surprised Dabo's still there.
He's finally getting guys out the portal. He finally, he decided to adapt.
Damn.
Oh, that one made you laugh, though, because he's finally getting people out the portal.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to tell you, so I've been around that Clemson program, and actually, that's how I know Willie. I remember when Willie played at Clemson. I've known Willie since high school. I've been around that program. I knew LaVon Kirkland really well. I'm going to tell you, Clemson is scared because I think Clemson saw what happened to Penn State. Mm-hmm. And when you have a guy like Jimmy Sexton who controls the chessboard, Clemson's saying, now, wait a minute, if we fire this guy, who do we get in the Jimmy Sexton pecking order, right? Now you look at what Penn State, look at what happened to Penn State. They're going to look up and when they realize what they did with James Franklin and who they're going to end up getting, which is going to be like their 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th pick. Mm-hmm. That's going to set that program back 5 or 6 years. That's why I think with Clemson, I think Dabo has, because he's won that championship and he is well liked. And I think they're saying, we just give you what you need, can you turn this around? And it's
better than the other options available.
Better than the other option, because if you look at the other options, again, nothing against the guy like the coach from BYU, but is he a better guy for Penn State than James Franklin? I don't think so. I don't see it. Not saying that he's not a great coach, but I don't see
BYU, it. I don't want to interrupt, but like BYU is like to the level they're at right now is because they got some massive pockets behind them pushing NIL money. Like in basketball, you got AJ DeBonsta.
Yep.
Yeah, like the amount of money they paying that boy. I mean, he's nice and all, but like the amount of money they giving that kid, there's some big pockets running BYU's NIL fund right now. Most schools can't compete with that. That's why you saw him go to a BYU over a Kansas or a different other, like, a blue blood type of school that you normally see in the Final Four or whatnot. Now you've seen BYU never was really contending this time of year outside of the one Zach Wilson year. Like, now you're seeing BYU, they got a really good running back, a really good football team that they're getting through NIL, and most schools aren't competing with that thing. And then you're like, So how much is it on the coach and how much is it on the money? Because right now in college football, you could pay to win pretty much if you have somebody who has some knowledge of what they're doing, and not like a Penn State. Are you gonna out recruit an Ohio State or a Michigan in the Big Ten? Not really, probably not. Right now, I believe they're like 180 in the recruiting class. Last I checked, is not good for Penn State. Like they don't got the money to like pay up that kind of money to go get the transfer portal kids. They don't got the pull right now to go say, hey, we got a wideout. That's all we could offer you if you're in a recruit right now because we don't got a head coach. And even if we bring in a head coach, he doesn't have the pull recruiting wise if they want to get the BYU coach that you would need to compete on that level. So I see what you're saying with Dabo, and like it's a lesser evil kind of like that kind of saying, do you have a choice between lesser evils? Well, Dabo, like, it's kind of stagnant right now, but it's definitely not going to be better than definitely not worse than whatever you're going to get. And, like, when you see, like, Brian Hartline, we're going to talk about it, is like, he chose USF over Penn State pretty much. And that tells you something when he's, like, probably one of the most sought after coordinators to come out in this set. It's like, okay, so what does that say about choosing a G5 school over all the other blue blood P5 school, well, P4 now, schools that need a head coach? So I'll put that on the floor because I got a call so bad right now. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
So, Mr. Campbell, I'll say this too, as far as because I'll tell you, he called it. He called it was 3 shots that he called. He called 3 shots between October up to Saturday. He called this back in October. He said Brian Hartline should be the main guy that USF should target. And then, oh wait,
time out before we go. We gotta set the stage, right? Because you said I didn't even know like Golesh was even leaving until he put in my mind. He's like, "Hey, Golesh might be taking another job."
Oh yeah, I did.
And then that's when I said, "Hey, if you're gonna be looking for a head coach, you're gonna need a guy who can recruit in the state of Florida and who can pull in those kids that can compete in the recruiting circle with Florida and Florida State. If you want to get into that P4 range, because you got the stadium coming, so you're gonna need a younger guy with some recruiting pull, so you can get yourself up into that P4 ranks when the realignment comes in." And I said, "Hey, it's gonna be either Willie because you interviewed him back with Golesh, or it's gonna be Brian Hartline because I was like, that's a guy you were in on Dion to the end, so USF's got the bucks to pull a top dog. You know what I mean? Because like Dion was interested. It was down to USF in Colorado, right? But the only reason why Dion left was because he didn't want to give Byram. They didn't want Byram to start. He wanted Shitter, and that's why he went Colorado. But like, USF got the money to pull in a Brian Hartline. And you're like, hey, he played in Miami, he pulled all the Florida boys up to Ohio State. It's a perfect fit, So it's like I was like, but like I don't know if you guys, I don't remember the show. I think it was Office. I'm not sure. The one like with all the red threads going around. That's the one.
Office.
It's all connected. It's all coming together, kind of thing. That was pretty much me.
Yeah. And then the other thing too, Mr. Campbell, he predicted the Florida Classic score. He was off by 1 point, but he basically picked it down to the T.
I had FAMU score right, but I was off by a point. I think I said 37.
Yeah, he said
37.
37.
And it was 38, 34.
And then same. Oh yeah. Oh. The crazy thing is, Mr. Campbell, one of them hits the score right every year since we've been doing this. Since I've had both of them on here with me, going back to 2023, we've been doing this since like 2020. One of them is bound to hit at least one score for a FAMU game every year.
Wow, I did that was for me. It was last year.
For you, for him, it was
the last year one. I got this year one.
Yeah,
and then he hit the score. He was off by 1 last weekend. So, because I was telling Brian was like, now who really had Valley beating FAMU? I was like, Ace did.
The agenda.
Yeah, I was like, Ace. Yeah, no, Ace was, because that was Ace's whole thing. Ace was like, look, I'm picking against FAMU because I want them to get Colsey up out of there. And I was like, all right, hey. So then he goes out there last week, and he's like, FAMU's gonna lose 30. What'd you say? 34?
34-31. I said.
He said 34-31. Valley scored 35, and I was like, I'm like, dude, this man's a wizard.
Hey, I dated back with the Was it Orange Blossom Classic with Musa? I got the whole score and stat line for Musa right.
I know you had the Valley game right in 23.
No, it wasn't the Valley. I'm talking about the one they played.
When they played Jackson State in 23.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
I had that score right, and I had the Musa stat line right. I think we have it on Instagram somewhere still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. Campbell. These two are for two people that have never.
I'll be a prophet.
Well, here's the funny thing about it. It was interesting that FAMU situation which you just named. It was one of those you don't want to lose the Valley because you really don't in this conference. It's just not a good look. But if something causes a change, and then there's a name coach that people feel win, people will take that because again, people will remember if we go back and win an HBCU national championship, nobody will remember the Valley loss. They'll remember the national championship if that's what comes out of it. So that's interesting that you said that. And unfortunately, the fact, and I'm gonna say this again, it's kind of like it's certain teams that. Well, it was fun. I was about to say fun. I guess I'm now about to find another team because I was going to use Vanderbilt, but now Vanderbilt's got all this money and they're getting people. But it used to be, hey, everybody's going to be Vanderbilt, right? And then all of a sudden they start biting people now moving forward. But Valley is just one of those teams that a FAMU should never lose to. That just shouldn't happen.
And they lost them back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years, but with a coach. So that's what's going to happen is what people will say is James Cozy lost to Valley, not FAMU. If the next coach comes in and puts 70 on them the following year. Yeah. Because that's what's going to be demanded.
Yeah.
No less.
I agree. Because that's where my mindset's been too with that. I've been like, Colsey lost to them. Damn, you didn't lose to them. Because that's where I've been saying to myself. I'm like, because
both games were winnable, It's just like
absolutely. Yeah. There was again, it was bad play calling. Well, on the defense was just the whole defense.
The defense can't touch
game. The last, that's why Joseph Henry actually got fired after that game because of such bad play calling. Because his bad play calling run the pitch play that we hadn't run the whole year. They got almost the ball that just run up the middle, which he could have walked in, would have won the game.
And that's why, and it's football 101. You never run a toss on the goal line. Never do that. I don't know why people haven't grasped that yet. It's insane to me.
Or why do you line up shotgun sometimes at goal line?
No, why do you throw it at the one? Seattle. Anyways, pull up the bracket, please. Give me my bracket.
I got you. Also, so the college football playoff top 12 rankings came out. So everything's still the same pretty much, but we have a new number 3, 4, 5, and 6.
The ordering has changed.
Yes. And then Alabama jumped Notre Dame as well. And then this is your bracket. So the one that came out, there is no 11, there is no 12 because there's so much craziness at 11 and 12 right now. So, of course, if the season were to end today,
I said last week, 11 and 12 are going to be questionable. And now look at it. It's undecided. It's unanswered.
Yes. I'll say I'm rooting for James Madison in Texas.
I think Texas should be the team to come in. When you look at the losses they have, the only bad loss is Florida. And going into the swamp, I know USF beat them, but like Florida, sometimes get it. But otherwise, 2 losses are number 1 and number 9, I believe. So
let me
they
pose
also
this.
beat the former number 3 or number 2, I believe.
So let me pose this to the floor now. Who will be left out of the college football playoff come Sunday when the official selection shows?
Mr. Harrison take that, or Mr.
Campbell.
Campbell, sorry.
So here's what's interesting about this whole thing, and I've been looking at it. You see that case starting to be made for Notre Dame to be left out. You're starting to hear that rumble, right? Is that Miami beat them head to head? Why is Miami going to be back? So now the thing about it, then, of course, I'm always part of this conspiracy for TV because there's a reason why Game Day is going to the SEC championship instead of the Big Ten because they got money with the SEC. So my thing is I think that's where you're going to kind of look at. The thing that blows my mind, I don't mean to jump away, is how did Texas A&M drop all the way down to 7? That, to me, they should be ahead of Oregon. I don't understand how that happened.
I agree as well.
Which that to me, I don't see how that is even possible. And again, even 5th, especially with the game they played. But
I believe it's because Oregon's losses to number 2 Indiana, while A&M's losses to currently, I believe, Texas is 14 or 15.
Right.
Texas is, I think they're like 13. I think they're 13.
13, 14, somewhere like outside the playoff range is what I'm saying. So like when you put it in perspective of now, if I see Texas A&M playing Oregon, I probably will take Texas A&M in that game.
See, that's the thing. See, that's where
I can see it from both sides. You know what I mean? Like when you look at like schedule, who they lost to, you can say, all right, fair. But then when you put the two teams on paper against each other, you're like, current Oregon, as they're so dinged up right now, you're like, oh, this would be a boat race for Texas A&M to win this game. So like, I see like how
But if you look at Texas A&M, though, I mean, they've had a couple of close calls. I mean, 45-42 against Arkansas, 31-30 against South Carolina, which was more of a nail biter because they came back in the fourth quarter, put up all those points and won. So, I mean, they've had some close calls, games that they almost would have lost. So I think that's the reason why they got down to 7, I would say. I can understand that, but should they still be top 5? Yeah, I think so. I don't know about Oregon's schedule.
Ole Miss is the team I'm right now currently like. There's nothing against Ole Miss. The team is just that situation of like everything that's going on outside of the football. You're like, I feel bad for Ole Miss, but you're like, they're probably one and done.
I 100%. Again, I'm from the state of Mississippi. I'm not a fan of Ole Miss for various reasons, but this is the worst thing. I'm going to just tell you about Ole Miss, which is pretty funny. There are a lot of rich people at Ole Miss, and their money's kind of like Alabama's money. They're the same type of rich type money, and they've always can't believe why is Alabama winning, we don't. So you get a Lane Kiffin, and they have given him a lot of money. And I called some people up there because I was just curious. The thing with Lane, they were going to match the salary. They didn't want to match the years because that's where you start losing money. Is as though back years stuff goes wrong, right? So that's when part of that. But to me, Ole Miss, I just think this is just Pete Golden. I don't think he's going to be able to coach that team to win, like you say. I think they lose the first game. I think it's going to be too much of disarray. I think Lane Kiffin's just a better coach. And I think you just can't have your defensive coordinator to try to coach that high-power offense, even though I think Weiss Jr. is staying. But everybody knows Lane calls the offense.
Yeah. My thing was I was just like, at least let him coach the playoff game. But it was just the way that he left and like the reaction from everybody as he was leaving. I'm like, nah.
I think the fact that it's a very close SEC kind of rival, I think that's what rubbed most Ole Miss fans off.
Oh, yes.
But like, yeah, I just like the amount of stuff going on. It's gonna be hard for those players because they gotta think about their future now. Like, who's gonna stay in the who's gonna jump portal, who's staying, who's coaching, like all that. You gotta take that into the situation and account. And you're like, feel bad for them. Most likely, their conference champ. They might luck out and they might pull like a Tulane or I doubt it. Because James and Madison probably will go 12, so you're probably getting Texas at 11.
I was gonna say Virginia as well too. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah, Virginia. You could get Virginia.
I mean, Virginia.
Then I think and now I'm looking at the bracket. I forgot that's they're probably going to get the lowest level conference champ, which they should be better than.
Yeah,
and that game is going to be a home game at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So to that point,
they could win it.
Yeah,
now
once you
see
break
who
it down
they
like
play
that,
next.
yeah, I kind of will kind of change it now as I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking, see what I was doing was thinking about the field itself, not the individual matchup. Now, as you talk about the individual matchup, being at home, probably playing like you're saying, whoever it may be, that conference champ, they should be better than. And at home at Ole Miss, they should get that game.
See, my thing is right. We're like we're talking about Texas coming in right for the playoff. My thing is where are you putting them? Because like if you put Virginia and Texas on paper, you're like, there's no way you can say Virginia is a better team than Texas is right now. But they want to have the ACC representation right now, and we got a thing. So you're like, well, how are we going to do this if you're the committee? Because you're like, if you put Texas in, you're going to get massive ratings, massive viewership. You know, Arch Manning in the playoffs, all that, SEC money, all that. Compared to Virginia, and you're like, well, but you have to put them in because they're a Power 4, quote unquote Power 4 now. The ACC is not. I don't even know if you could say the ACC is better than the American at this point. It's kind of close, but like, yeah, if Virginia's in it, you're like.
I'll give y'all one scenario that I heard this morning. Let's say BYU wins the Big 12. And at that point, both them and Texas Tech are getting. What happens to Notre Dame at that point? They said Notre Dame might be out altogether.
They would have to be. Because they would be they're already the first in, from what I saw, because it was BYU, Miami, and then Notre Dame. That's the last in. So with that logic, BYU takes that last in spot. Basically, you've got to keep Texas Tech. They're not going anywhere. They solidify no matter what happens. So to that point, Notre Dame, they're out.
Yep, I agree.
That's
gonna be crazy.
My thing is, if Georgia and Alabama is the SEC championship, right?
Yep.
My thing is, if Alabama loses, stuff gets a little wild. But we'll talk about that on Saturday night.
Yeah, so that's the other thing too, folks. Real quick, we do have a college football playoff projection scenario show Saturday after the ACC championship. We'll be doing so. If y'all want to stay up with us into the late hours of the night and watch that, you are more than welcome to come join us. Somebody will be up at 1 a.m. So might as well.
Yeah, I would do if so and so wins their championship game, what would the bracket look like? And then there would be scenarios A through Z, but I don't feel like doing that because I can't talk that long right now. So we're gonna do it on Saturday. Anyway, yeah. So if Alabama loses, stuff gets a little weird, especially if BYU also wins. So yeah, you gotta be like,
well, let me ask
so many scenarios.
If Alabama loses, are they in or out? In your opinion,
if Alabama wins, they're in.
If Alabama loses,
okay,
that's the whole scenario that hurts them. If they lose, what happens? In your opinion,
I think they're out.
I think they're out.
I think they're out too.
They're out too.
Yeah, I think they're out.
And
the only thing you could say, if the American game is so bad, you just snub the G5 altogether. But I don't know if that's how the bracket projections work. If they have to have a G5 rep in there.
I think what it is with the G5, you have to, I think, be ranked a certain level, in the top 12, maybe top 15. I think it's a limit that they have to be ranked at a certain level to get the automatic big. If they're below that, they don't get it. I do know that.
Okay. Yeah, because you watch North Texas, right? They got some decent moments here and there, but their head coach is already leaving. Tulane's head coach is already leaving. I don't know if they're coaching that game, and that whole thing with the American, what's going on in the American right now, you're like, if you put them in the tournament, this is going to be a boat race for whoever's sitting there at 5.
Yes.
And
I think James Madison's coach is leaving too.
Yeah, I heard he is as well. So it's for the G5, it's just rough right now because you're like, well, Tulane's already gone to Florida. Because is he coaching that game? I have no idea, to be honest.
I thought that I believe him and the North Texas coach are both going to be coaching those games.
But I know he was in Gainesville 2 days ago. So I don't know how you prepping for a game if you were busy whining and dining in Gainesville. So that's just my opinion on that whole situation there. And you're like, well, dang. So if it comes to that, right, and Alabama, let's say they lose to Georgia by 3, right? Are you going to take Alabama out when their losses are against very good teams? Besides Florida State, obviously week 1, they only have 1 loss since.
10-3 Alabama versus 9-3 Texas sitting there. Not to mention you had a 10-2 Vanderbilt who just submitted a book report to the College Football Playoff Committee as well too, saying why they should get in.
I just put in the chat. That's what happens to the group of 5.
A group of 5 champion.
So they still get the seed, but they get the 12th seed in the playoff. Okay, so that's what it is.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, but I don't think North Texas or Tulane or James Madison will get higher than that.
It'd be someone like
okay, let's see.
Vanderbilt, maybe.
So Alabama's losses, let's just play devil's advocate, right? You have a loss to number 8 Oklahoma and a loss to number, at that point, let's say Indiana lost.
Unranked.
That would be a number 2 Georgia, right? That's your 2 losses plus the FSU loss week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that team with 2 top 10 ranked losses should be out of the playoff, just like Texas, for a G5 school that's roughed? Because there will be a lot of people mad.
Now we're talking about the champion, because the champion automatically is the second team that's ranked. Is that what you're talking about potentially?
Yeah, I'm saying like if Alabama lost, right? So I know like there's like a current thing like, you know, they want to have a G5 rep in there, but are you gonna like look
they automatically get it? That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm just like thinking of it like for like review for next year, like how they're gonna sort this out, because like you want to give them an automatic rep, but you're like, well, the G5 is really rough right now. And are you sure you want to trust one of these kind of teams who don't even have a proper head coach that's fully invested right now in over a team that's fully invested and has 2 top 10 ranked losses compared to a G5 school that has not nearly the resume, is all I'm saying.
I think that's part of what I think that's the point where the argument was they say they wanted to take that away, but I think the pushback was like, okay, let's just expand the playoffs, because that's the whole thing that they're going to do. And the next argument is the Big Ten and the SEC say, well, we want to expand the play. That keeps the group of 5 guy in, right? Yep. But to your point, that Alabama team that should have been in over the group of 5 now still gets in, because we got four guaranteed slots, guaranteed no matter what, and that 4th slot would have gone to Alabama.
Yep. Great discussion. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, a little bit of college football, just a little bit.
Oh, I believe you. I believed you. I was like, I know he knows some stuff. I was like, I know he knows some stuff outside of just.
This is my favorite time of the year when we talk about these scenarios.
Scenarios, so many different scenarios, so many different things that could play out.
Hold on. Where my thing is? I don't even know
I
where it is.
think Vanderbilt could sneak in somewhere.
I think Vandy's the other one. I think Vandy. Now, for Vandy to get in, I really don't want to get in too much into depth, but that would have to involve the committee straight up snubbing like Ole Miss, saying like, Ole Miss, you need to go, and then you need BYU. You need
Notre
BYU
Dame or 11 or 12. The following.
Texas Tech needs to win by a blowout. Georgia's got to win by a blowout. And then you have the conversations that we just kind of had, but you're like, okay, Alabama for sure is out if to get blown out, right? Then you have Vandy versus Texas. Texas already beat Vandy, and the ACC has to have like an absolute dog water of a matchup.
Yeah, right, I don't think Vanderbilt, because the problem with that scenario, you've got 2 teams that are idle. All 3 of them are idle. Yeah. You're not going to jump Vanderbilt over, because that's one thing that the rankings have already kind of sealed their fate, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So they're sitting behind both Texas and Miami. Yeah. And BYU is sitting there, to your point, what happens with them. So I don't see Vanderbilt jumping over both Texas and Miami when they're all idle.
Yeah. See, now this is why Notre Dame needs to already just join the ACC, so they could just be the ACC rep, and we don't need, or like, you know, have to have this conversation. Because like Miami in the playoff, because like BYU I think is gone if Texas Tech wins, right? We don't even need to have that conversation with them. But like Miami, they're not playing. But wait, no, Miami is playing, right?
No, Miami's not playing.
No, they're all idle.
Oh yeah, that's the ones who's idle. I'm like completely shot right now. Give me 1 second. I gotta double check my stuff before I continue. Oh god, the ACC championship is garbage. Do we really like? So let's just say somehow devil's advocate, right? If Duke somehow beats Virginia, do we really got to see Duke in the playoff? That's what I'm talking about, like, with this automatic bid thing.
Probably not. I would rather see Virginia, because again.
No, like if Virginia loses the ACC championship somehow, right? Do we have to see a 8-5 at that point Duke in the playoff over Miami, over at Texas, over at Vandy, over the loser of Alabama, Georgia?
No, I think they get the boot. I don't think they make it.
But that's what I'm saying with this automatic bid. You gotta like, it's just like
it could, but something else has to happen for them to get
finer details of how the selection process works, especially like when it comes into situations like that.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I think if that does happen, in a crazy sense, I feel like they may slide them to 12, like they did Clemson last year when they played.
This actually happened last year with Clemson. The exact same thing happened.
Yeah,
and that's how SMU still got in.
Right. Mm-hmm. Although this
same scenario,
because it was the same thing last year where it was like if SMU had won, it would have been like there's no debate. SMU's in, Clemson's out. Go give them another bowl game. But yeah, if Duke wins, I think at that point, I think Duke might end up messing around and being the 12 seed for sure. And then they got to take a trip up to Eugene to play the Ducks. If this whole it's going to move.
I mean, if you're an Oregon fan, you would welcome that compared to who you played last year in your first matchup. They had a bye, but then they played, Ohio State instead of somebody weaker. So,
yep.
Yeah, they still have to solve this 12 team. There's still so many issues with it, but there's a lot of good teams, and some of them are going to get snubbed, sadly. And probably it's going to be the teams probably getting snubbed are probably going to be like a Vandy or maybe Texas, even though Texas by far has a better resume than Miami.
Mm-hmm. All right, with that, let's go ahead and get to these picks now. So, Ashton said, who do y'all think is going to win it all?
I think Ohio State, honestly, again. They look like
we avoided that conversation, but yes, probably. Well,
I'm not even going to say Ohio State.
I don't want to like
say Indiana,
Ohio State, but they by far have the best defense right now to say Ohio State.
Yeah.
My bias says it's going to be an SEC team. That's all I can say right now.
Hey, the last 2 champs have been Big Ten.
That's true.
All right. I dread saying this. I hate Ohio State. I do. I'm a Michigan fan, old school Michigan fan. I just do not like Ohio State, and
I'm with you.
They're set up to win it, and the reason why Georgia, I'm not sold on their offense.
Me neither.
Quarterback position, and that's if Georgia had the standard Georgia type quarterback that could make some plays, not be the all-star, but they don't have. I'm not satisfied with their quarterback, so I think because that's the matchup I see is Georgia, Ohio State, but I think Ohio State just at the quarterback position just beats them.
Yeah. I had my issues with Julian saying, but he's proven me wrong, and I'll take it. I'll take the L on that one. He's played very well.
All right. So for the picks this week, so these were everybody's numbers. It was god awful. I think this was like a weekend.
Hey, 6-4. We'll take it. We'll take it. I ain't mad with that.
Speak for yourself. 4 and 6 ain't gonna
the Tequila was showing me something last week for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it did. Which was
not in
wild.
fantasy. Not in fantasy though.
And then Mr.
That's
Campbell,
because Max Brosmer sucks so hard, but it's okay.
This is the uphill battle that you're facing. So everybody, Allison, Keith, Troy, Brittany, Ashley, all of them went 7-3. So I think you can do better than 7.
Oh yeah, I feel pretty good. I think these picks actually, because the way they set up, are on my side.
Yeah, that's championship weekend, and we don't gotta make
I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and bring them up. So here we go. Weekly slates up on the board. So we have 2 games Friday night. I'm sure.
JMU.
Oh, okay. I was about to figure that out. I was so lost. I was like, what's going on?
J. See? So the J.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so that first game, Troy at JMU Sunbelt Championship game. How we feeling? I'm going to start with Mr. Campbell.
Hey, you're talking about a number 25 James Madison versus Troy in Virginia. I believe that game is I'm pretty sure it's at their home stadium. And again, I think this is the easy pick. I think James Madison just runs the table, and that's when they sit back and say, hey, we want to get into the playoffs.
Yes. I'm with you. I'm going James Madison as well.
Me too. Me 3.
JMU.
Okay. Everybody on the JMU train. All right. Let's see I'm just plugging them in right now as well too. The next one is the other Friday night game, North Texas at Tulane. Both coaches are gone, basically, or they're leaving. This is the AAC championship.
Tulane.
Okay.
I'm gonna go North Texas.
Same here. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
I can't take North Texas in good faith.
So you're talking about North Texas team 11-1 versus Tulane 10-1. They both tied in the conference. They were both 7-1. This game is in New Orleans. Once again, like you said, coaches on their way out. Who holds it together better?
Yeah.
I've seen Tulane play once. I've not seen North Texas. I'm going to go on a gut feeling on here and think the Green Wave takes this.
Okay. So Mr. Campbell's rolling with the Green Wave, so he's got Tulane. All right. The next one on the slate is the Big 12 championship. We got BYU against Texas Tech.
The Big Tech.
Wait, what?
The Big Tech, Texas Tech. We're not taking no BYU. The no sugar, no caffeine squad. Nah.
Yeah, the school where you can't have caffeine
or do anything else. I'm sorry.
They do it. They just don't tell it.
Yeah.
Well, we got their quarterback because he got caught with it. So
yeah, he got caught.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take Texas Tech.
Hey, this for me is pretty easy. I came up in there where Texas Tech was not really good. Now Texas Tech, that oil money in Lubbock is coming through. Texas Tech is a team, the best money they can buy. Number 4 ranked. I think they're going to go crazy. I think this is really Texas Tech is one of those little brother schools that they want Texas A&M and Texas say, look at us, and they'll put a lot of money in that program to get to this level. I think they roll big over BYU.
Nice. And then Ace, you also said Texas Tech as well, correct?
Yes, sir. I was not in my head.
Oh no, you're good. All right. The next 3 are all FCS matchups. So the first one is the FCS playoff game. It's in Macon. You got South Dakota, not South Dakota State, but South Dakota against Mercer. I went Mercer here.
I'm going Mercer as well.
I'm going to take Mercer again. They have a really great coach. Their defensive coordinator is a guy that a lot of people like to be a head coach at another place. The thing about it, this is not South Dakota State. This is South Dakota. I think they come down south. I think Mercer takes it down in Macon, Georgia.
I'll take Mercer.
Okay. Nice. All right. Then the next one is, I think, Mr. Campbell, you're going to be there for this one this weekend, right?
As they say, I'm going to know tomorrow. That's the thing. I'm going to know tomorrow. If not, we're going to do a watch party on the YouTube channel Off Script. We'll have a lot of people join and everything for the SWAC championship game. So I'll know. I will probably know tomorrow.
Okay. So this next one is SWAC championship. Prairie View travels to Jackson to play against Jackson State. Winner goes to the Celebration Bowl. The West, since the inclusion of FAMU and Bethune-Cookman, the West has not won the SWAC championship. How are we feeling about this one? I went Jackson State personally.
Same.
Go ahead.
Jackson State.
So I was going to give you guys a fun fact. One of the things about it, since the championship game has gone to the home team has never lost this game. You're talking to Prairie View, who's actually been 3 times in the last 5 years. Jackson State, this will be their 4th time out of 5 years. Again, home team has never lost this. That trend's not going to end. Jackson State big with Prairie View.
I agree. And I was listening to you, Scotty, and Mike talk about it earlier. I was like, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm sitting there listening to it, and I'm just like, yeah, I get it. We got to build it up, got to hype it up and talk about it. But my thing is like, whenever Prairie View's in it, I always say to myself, like, and I said this in 23, I'm like, oh, this is a done deal. Like, who? I was like, I said that.
I'm never sold on Prairie View.
Yeah, like my thing was, I felt like even in 23, I felt like the score could have been worse had it not been for the rain.
Oh, 100%.
Like the rain. Oh yeah, because my thing was, I'm like, yeah, like the rain is the only reason that FAMU only dropped 35 on them. Like, and weather permitting, if it does rain, I think that works even bigger into Jackson State's favor because they're just going to run the ball. So, yep. The next one is Yale against Montana State, another FCS playoff matchup. So this one got ace last week. He picked Youngstown to beat Yale. Youngstown was up 35-7. Yale came back and won the game like 43-42.
That don't matter. They play my team. Nobody got me. Montana State got me.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, now this week,
it's just peeps. You know it.
Amen. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, now. Yeah. The Bobcats ain't gonna let you down.
They always got me. If anybody got me, Montana State got me. I'm picking Montana State all the way. You know it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we never miss with that one.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy one. Montana's a Big Sky champion, traditional FCS power. I always tell people I don't think it's fair when the state school is the FCS school, and things like that. They get more resources than compared to the other schools in the FCS level. Yale, hey, coming, first time for the Ivy League going into the playoff. This was not important to them. They were down. People thought they were packing up their bags, came back. But once again, I think they go up to Montana. They're going to see how really cold it is, and they're going to be roaring up there in Montana.
Yeah.
Or they might fit in pretty comfortably. Who knows? Yale did come back, so that was a surprise. I'm still gonna go with Montana.
Okay.
I really was feeling Yale, but I think Montana is gonna come out.
I will say, Mr. Campbell, as historic as as Montana State is, and as historic as FAMU was, I'm actually surprised that they've never crossed path as many times as both have been in the FCS playoffs.
Wait a second. What happened to North Dakota State?
They're in it. It's just their game's not intriguing this weekend. They're gonna win.
Ace won the layup pick.
Okay,
yeah, exactly. That's all he wanted.
We know it's like an obligatory rhetorical pick. We don't even need to ask about it. We know who's winning. All right. Just making sure. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought for a half a second, I'm like, wait, did North Dakota State lose to not be in the championship? I'm like, what the hell?
Ace, let's be honest. Those hotel reservations have already been set. They already know they're going to be there. When the time comes, we will pick them. We'll see in a few weeks, North Dakota State. Don't worry. It's one of those things. All right.
Just making sure. You never know. I had to make sure.
For their neighbors down south, they also play a Montana team. So you have the Jackrabbits in South Dakota State against the Montana Grizzlies. For this one, I'm going to be bold and I'm going to say Grizzlies.
I'm going Jackrabbits. This Montana's not one Montana that I could ride or die with, so I'm taking Jackrabbits.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is not a traditional South Carolina State. South Dakota State team. They've lost 4. They were 4-4 in their conference. Montana State lost their only game against Montana. So I think they win big. Maybe a couple of years ago, I would take South Dakota State, but I'm going with Montana State.
I'll go with Montana as well, too.
See? Ace, you're well, for now, you're lone wolfing it. For now. We'll see what the rest of the bunch picks. The next one now, you got SEC championship. You have Alabama against Georgia. Alabama, obviously, they've been a thorn in Georgia's side for quite some time, especially in this game. So I'm not going to lie. I think
Bama.
This is where
I want Bama.
I agree. That's why I'm like, I think
you're gonna see some fourth quarter magic from Georgia, but I'm sorry, Alabama's defense.
I'm not moved by that offense.
No, that Georgia offense is mid at best.
And I like Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson has grown on me.
Ty Simpson is grown.
Like a certain team in Louisiana has a number 2 overall pick. Him or Dante Moore very well appreciated to come on down.
Well, I'm going to go the other way. Usually Georgia does not match up with Alabama very well or whatever that mojo they have on them. But I think this is one of those games that I think Georgia understands the assignment. I think they come in well prepared. They just played in that Georgia Dome just a week ago, beating Georgia Tech. I'm going to take Georgia.
Okay. Lone Wolf in it. All right. The next one we got is Big Ten Championship. Ohio State against Indiana. I love what Indiana's doing with Cignetti and everything, but I do feel like Ohio State is like that big bully, and I do feel like Ohio State's going to come out on top, so I went with the Buckeyes here.
I'm going Buckeyes.
I'm going Indiana.
Okay.
Go the opposite way. Feeling a little bold here because I think if Ohio State could lose a game, it would be this game, and then they would go and sweep everyone else.
So you're saying like kind of like a
win or lose, like the championship, like they're gonna or
this
like
game's kind of like
their conference, their conference
riding high for beating Michigan.
Yeah,
that's fair. I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah,
that's completely reasonable.
Yeah, I'm going to go to this game is in Indianapolis, so will there be a home crowd advantage? Ohio State travels well. We know that's not going to happen. Buckeye Nation in there. And here's another thing too. Remember, this Buckeye team hasn't won the Big Ten in a couple of years. So one of those things. So I think for Ryan Day, he wants to make sure that those seniors go out with a Big Ten championship along with those gold pants for beating Michigan. So I think they understand it. I think this is one of those things that you check off the list. Because even though they won the national championship, they still weren't Big Ten champions, and they lost to Michigan last year. They beat Michigan this year. I think they become Big Ten champions. I take Ohio State.
Nice. And then the last one before we move to the NFL is we got the ACC championship. We have Duke against Virginia. This would have been one heck of a basketball game.
Give me chaos.
Basketball? Okay, so basketball, I would say straight off the top, Duke.
Oh, of course.
To be honest. But in this case, football, I'm going to go with Virginia.
Yeah,
I want chaos.
Well.
Yeah, I want chaos.
Of course you do. Just make it even more difficult for us to talk about on Saturday night.
That's right.
This is one of those interesting games that when you kind of look at it, it should be obvious that it should be Virginia. But I think one of the things that what Virginia has to make sure is that don't let the moment get too big for them, because now they're saying, hey, we climbed the mountaintop and things like that. I still think that Duke will give them, a run. But I do believe in this coaching staff. Again, their coach down there at Clemson has won a national championship. I think he brings that to the table. I think Virginia over Duke.
I completely think Virginia's going to win. Don't get me wrong. I just want the chaos, so I'm taking my chaos pick.
Oh, wow.
I think that's going to be our new thing. It's going to be calling it
just
chaos.
The chaos picks.
Yep.
Wow. All right. And with that, now we can wait. Where's that? Let me see. Let me get rid of it. All right. And with that, now we can switch on over to the NFL. So moving on over there. Yeah, man.
Houston.
This has been.
We are back.
Houston's been balling. It's.
It's a team that consistently does not ball, but they have a guy who's clearly sabotaging the guy they have, and it's not even close. It's a team in Ohio, but not the one that wears number 9. This is the one that wears number 12. That head coach with that little salt and pepper beard there, no offense to Mr. Campbell, who has a salt and pepper, we're talking about a specific guy there who, clearly does not like him. Is like, what are these play calls type of thing? Going for it fourth down on your 30. when you're in a 2-point game, I believe at that point it was like 10-8 at that point. Go for it on 4th down inside your own 30. Like, yeah, come on now. Cleveland, what the hell is y'all doing? That is all I have to say.
Yeah, Mr. K, I wanted to ask you about that. Like, what's been your take of this whole situation with Shedeur and the Browns?
You know, well, let me tell you this. I know you guys don't know this. I used to be partners, and we used to have a sports agency, so I'm very well versed on how the combine works and preparation. Mm-hmm. The first mistake that Shedeur made was not having an official NFL agent. Because when you have an agent, the first thing the agent does is get the parents out the way, and he tells the player the truth. Second thing about the agent, he has connections. Like Drew Rosenhaus. There's a reason why Shiloh got on that team with Tampa, because Drew Rosenhaus, they owed him one. And that's why he had to say, fire my dad. And I think if Shedeur had got with a proper agency, which I think he should have went to Young Money Sports, those guys got all those guys over there and stuff like that would have fit his vibe. They would have been able to find out automatically where his draft position was at. And then from there, they wouldn't be able to work whatever the weakness. Okay, tell me, because one thing about agents, these GM, just like we're talking. Okay, St. Peeps is my guy. I call Ace. Ace, tell me the truth. What do you think about my guy? He talks too much. He wears gold chains. We don't like that or whatever. Okay, let me let you talk to him. Let me clean up. When we come to combine, trust me, he's going to come in a suit. You're not going to see any Beats headphone. Thank you for giving me the heads up. They give you the heads up. He didn't have any heads up. So what happens is then he has potentially these disastrous interviews. And of course, it's going to get leaked because that's what they do. And he doesn't have an agent to counter it. To get one of his guys to say, hey, you know, the Giants are just full of their bad team because I went down here to Sasser. Sasser, you know, they're a great organization. They loved him. Hey, Sasser, I need you to just do me a favor. Just tell my guy was great. Yep. And then you know what? When the next thing comes around, that's really how that works.
You got to work the teams.
You got to work the teams again. So because he had none of that, then you have these stories that come out. And then, of course, if I'm Cleveland at the 5th pick, that's value. I got to take him. That's value for so many different reasons. I'm selling out preseason games because of Shedeur Sanders. That's just money in the bank and things like that. Now, with Kevin Stefanski, the argument is with him and the GM. Stefanski liked Gabriel. He didn't like Shedeur. That happens too. But I think one of the things is, and their I want to call it AD, their GM, his name will come to Andrew Berry. That's one of those things that you see that power struggle. And I think when that draft pick was made, I think for Cleveland, I think the best thing they should have did was just play both of the young kids. Because I think money-wise and all the things that go along with it, I think it's great. I think the only thing that Shedeur has to understand, and I understand this is part of his personality, sometimes you just don't need to say anything. I'm just here, keep my head down, because anything he says, they're going to either twist it around or go around. But to me, and I'll say this, one last thing, I don't want to overtalk it, but I'm going to tell you another reason why they remember both the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens contacted Shedeur to come. Yes. And you know what he said? I don't want to come. To me, those are the two best places to go, because you would have been behind black quarterbacks that have had to have adversity, would have said, hey, man, this way. And then guess what? He would have played the whole preseason, which would have raised his value, and he could have been nice and quiet, and somebody might have said, we see something in the middle of the season, let's go get him.
Yeah.
Yes, I 100% agree.
Ain't nothing wrong with what you said. Absolutely true.
That's 100% spot on, actually. For me, I was like, I was trying to figure out how to like process the situation and like verbally say it, but that's spot on. And I agree, because I felt like he could have raised his trade value to go somewhere. Like, I think Ace, you were saying, go to like the Rams, go to LA. Tasha's been beating the drum over Fang Exchange, because she was like, I would love to have him down in Miami with the Dolphins, because Tua's not he's not fit really. So, I mean, now it's like, I don't know.
So he basically went to the worst places that he could go to. That's just the bottom line. So, again, I think
Shedeur saw it in a short-term way and not a long-term way.
Yeah. That's really what happened. Because to me, you go to better organizations. You're still going to get your chance to play. Because remember this too, he's a second-round pick. His contract is only 2 years. They can't do anything with him. They can't franchise. They can't do anything. When you're second round, but you can't do anything. So that's why if you see
fifth round,
right. So I'm sorry, he has a 2-year contract, right? Correct. So that's the thing about it. So they can't Brian here franchise. They're not going to do any of that stuff because it costs too much money. So he would have been a free agent no matter what. That's kind of what happened with Dak Prescott because he wasn't a first-round pick. I think Dak was a fourth-round pick.
Yeah, Dak was a fourth.
Dak was a late fourth.
Out for him. He got in the start, and his contract was only 2 years, and he started flipping money really quick.
Correct. Which also leads us to the next one, or the next topic for the NFL as well, too. So Dallas, actually, they've been balling lately. So let me ask y'all this now. Is there a way that Dallas could possibly backdoor their way into the NFC East championship? Jeez. Is there a way that Dallas could possibly find their way
backdoor their way into the playoff?
Yes, backdooring their way into the playoff and maybe even clinching
win the division.
NFC East. Yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I 100% believe there's a great chance because remember, here's the thing. They're sitting back now. If they run the table, because they're sitting, let's see, what is there? They're at, I guess, a game and a half because of that tie. But here's the thing. If you look at their schedule, it sets up for them. The biggest game for Dallas is this game on Thursday night against Detroit.
Yes.
When you look at that, they really have the ability. I think they play the Chargers, which will be a game. But if they can run the table, depending on the way Philadelphia plays, and I was just looking at Philadelphia's schedule to kind of make this comparison because you told me I saw that we're going to talk about Dallas, so I kind of wanted to just look. So here's the thing with Philadelphia. You got the Chargers, the Raiders. They played the Chargers this week. So that's a big game for them. The Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders. That's the thing about it. Who loses more? So that means basically Philly needs to lose to the Chargers. They need to lose to the Bills. And they're going to have to lose to the Commanders in one of those games for Dallas to have a chance. So if I had to say it, Philly still is in the placeholder spot because of their schedule, but it can happen.
Right.
I will say this, right? We kind of like hit rag on Jerry a lot, but I'll say this. The Cowboys defense right now is better with Keenan Williams and Kenny Clark than they are with would have been with Micah Parsons. I would just say that straight up. Like interior wise, because Micah Parsons, the one thing I always notice about him is his run defense is not to a standard of what you would pay a guy like him, right? If you watch that Detroit game, right? Detroit had a lot of success running outside. They just didn't do it for some reason. I don't know why. That different conversation to be had. But you watch when the Cowboys played the Chiefs, right? Kansas City couldn't run that ball. They could not run the ball up in them two guys, and you see is like that's two big bodies who are stopping the run, and if you stop the run, you can't play action against them, and that helps your corners. And Trayvon Diggs barely played this year. That's all I got on that. So Dallas, we already knew what the offense can do. Now the defense is playing up to the par that you can win games with.
I think they're winning 3, possibly 4 of their last 5 games. I think they might lose to Detroit, but I think they're gonna beat the rest of the squad, like the rest of their teams that they're playing. Because they'll be playing Vikings after that, Chargers, Commanders, and Giants, which I think those last 2 games you have to win all out there. So they might lose to the Chargers, but never.
Hey, Chargers right now, man. I'm not sold on those Chargers. Herbert's hands, one of his hands broken. The offensive line is barely existent. They're getting Amari and Hampton back. I want to see how they use him. They need to use him right, not have him running out on the flat on the 4th and 1 and just give him the ball up at the 1. Because when you watch Amari and when he was healthy, that's like I've never seen a guy get hit in the backfield so much and somehow turn that into a 4-yard gain. So if they can, their offensive line has issues right now. They're not playing the Raiders every week. If you need a guy to run the ball with that offensive line, that's the guy to do it.
I really need Philly to just maybe drop a couple more games just so the Bucs can get that 3 seed. That's really what I'm.
Baker needs to sit his behind down for a couple weeks.
Oh, Oh, here we see, and Mr. Campbell, and this is his other thing. It's because Baker's not getting a Mecca the ball for his fantasy.
Baker
team.
cannot throw the ball past 10 yards. Oh my god! Like if you watch the last 2 games for Baker, the man can't throw the ball past 10 yards. It's either an overthrow or in the ground.
We had Tache on too, and he had the same spiel, and she was like, "Why is he like this?" And everyone, why is all this energy and stuff for Baker? I'm like, it's for his fantasy team. It's because he needs a Mecca to go crazy, so he can get to the playoffs and then have a chance.
I need Sester to lose, buddy. Buddy, gonna have to do me a favor and lose this week. I'm just messing.
Me?
Nah. I'm messing. I'm like half serious, half unserious. Half the time, y'all just gotta go with it.
I can't even get my log into my fantasy, so I'm probably out for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna help you with that after we're done here tonight as well too. So I'll help you get back in. Also, too, one other thing before we do go to the picks, that NFC field as a whole, pretty wide open right now. The Bears have.
Bro, are the Panthers good or are they not good?
They're like, it's a dark horse. Like I'm looking at like all the standings, and I'm like, the 49ers, the Panthers, like they could be dark horses. They could slip into the playoff, like wild card picture.
I hope not.
Like if I know, but like that's like in what if possibility. Like what if the Bucks don't make it? Then you got the Panthers. Then you possibly have the 49ers.
Well, right now, yeah, the 49ers are the 7. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Campbell.
No, I was just saying you can't forget Seattle either.
Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very interested to see that Seattle Rams game in Seattle week 18, I believe. No, is it week 18 or week 17? It's one of the 2 weeks. But anyway, that game is going to be very big in the NFC seeding.
Yeah. All three of those teams could make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Also, Mr. Campbell, let me ask you, because you live in Atlanta, right?
I do.
I know we talked. What's up with the Falcons, man? Because I was at the Bucks Falcons game week 1. Everybody has the same facial expression. I was at the Bucks Falcons game week 1, and I was riding the train to the stadium, and it was so many Falcons fans on there talking trash. They were like, "Yeah, they're gonna let Penix let it rip. He's gonna have like 5 touchdown passes today. Like it's gonna be a new day in Atlanta. Blah, 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 all this." And then the game is tight in the fourth quarter, and with 10 minutes left to go, all of them start leaving, and I'm like, "Where are all these Falcons? Like, where are they going?" I'm like, "This is actually a good game."
Falcon fans have PTSD when they're up in the fourth quarter or down in the fourth quarter. They don't believe in comebacks because, well, you know what happened to them. No offense.
I tell you what. Well, here's the thing. I have been in Atlanta since 1994. I'm not a Falcons fan. I actually am a Saints fan because of my location. So I've seen that. The thing about the Falcons, and if you I watched them, their defense has just totally collapsed. Correct. I think they've given up 30 points in like 4 of the last 5 games. Then you're talking about one of the things that Michael Penix, which really was a red flag for a lot of people. He had an interview where they asked him, who does he talk to? He says, I talk to my high school coach when I have issues. And people really were like, excuse me? You got your head coach, offense coordinator, quarterback coach, and you're talking to people that are not in the building. So something is dysfunctional there. So, again, I understood the draft pick. I was not mad at the draft pick when they did it. But, again, that's one of those things. Do you take a guy or do you keep building up defense because you had just paid all that money to your quarterback that you brought in? So I think Falcons, this is one of those things that and you guys know Raheem Morris was down there in Tampa. I think he looks the part, but unfortunately, I think it's going to be the same thing like it happened in Tampa. I think it's going to end this year.
Raheem Morris.
I'm glad he got another chance.
Yeah.
You know, but I think maybe he just better be a defensive coordinator.
It's so funny you mentioned Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris is the reason why Ace here is a Saints fan also and not a Bucs fan. Raheem Morris had the Bucs blacked out in the Tampa Bay area and across the country during the time that
I started
Ace was
watching
growing
football.
up. Exactly. So like me and Mr. Sasser here, we grew up on, and this is why I said Monday night. We grew up on Mike Allstott. We grew up every white man's hero, Mike Allstott. We grew up on John
Joey
Lynch.
Galloway.
We grew up on Joey Galloway, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp. All
I grew
those
up on
guys.
Josh Freeman and Raheem Morris,
and he's part of that lost generation. So like, can you fault him for saying, you know what, Drew Brees and these guys, they look really good. I want to go root for them. Like I can't fault you.
Yep. Now let me tell you something. That Saints era with Drew Brees, and the thing about it, should have gotten they got cheated when they played the Rams.
Yes,
that was just ridiculous. Because that was another, they would have beat the Patriots that year. I really firmly believe they beat the Patriots that year.
You ain't the only one.
And then there was another year that they didn't have home field, and they kind of, I think that was San Francisco.
Don't mention Jared Cook or Kyle Rudolph.
Yeah,
Kyle Rudolph pushed off 1 year, and then Jared Cook obviously, holding the football like a lunch pail and letting it get popped out 3 times.
And then we're not going to talk about it in Minnesota when the guy just act like tackling was not.
No, that game. Okay, that game was on Sean Payton.
Crazy.
I will not take anything else beside it because that man decided to kick a field goal when it was 4th and 2. I mean, you had Drew Brees and he already converted like literally 3 plays before on 4th down with Willie Snead. Like, just go for it and go for the kill shot. You know what I mean? Don't be coaching scary. That defense they were good, but they weren't all that. Like, I wouldn't have put my faith in that defense. I would have put my faith in Drew Brees to win that game. That's just me. Anyways, I don't want to feel like going on a rant with that team right now because then it'll just be going on for another half hour.
What I'm shocked about the fact that you said I didn't even know. I thought I grew up in the days of so that was that bad. It was blackouts down in Tampa. Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was horrible. Like they talked about it on the news and stuff. Like I remember specifically, like we had Bright House back then. Well, Spectrum now, but Bright House. You would go on the guide. And you would click up to that game on Fox, and you would hit that game, and it would just say "subject blackout in your region." Like, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So like,
it was just like almost like a blast.
It was so bad, and then thank God for NFL Red Zone coming out at the time, and NFL Sunday Ticket. So like, we were still able to see other games around the country on Fox. So it was horrible. So like. Because I was always saying to myself, I'm like, how did we go from a Super Bowl to this?
To blackouts in like 3 years.
But I'll tell you something, because this is some tea. Raheem Morris was spending more time down in Ybor than he was at One Buck Place game planning and trying to get ready.
Oh, that's
it was bad. Like people used to say, like, oh man, I saw Raheem at the Blue Martini, at the Green Iguana back when those were like the top nightclubs and stuff down there. And he'd be down there with his players and stuff, having a good time. And I was like, he's too young. He's too young.
Why I didn't know about that part, but I did hear that was the issue. He was like just young acting, just kind of, wow, that's horrible.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I can tell you, like, he looks like he's matured more now that he's in Atlanta, but you can still see like,
some guys are just meant to be coordinators and not head coaches.
Yes, exactly.
Same thing with Dennis Allen. Substitute teacher vibes.
Oh my gosh. Ace, you got it.
Dennis Allen and James Colsey are pretty much the same person.
Oh,
Ace
Jesus.
Guys. I can see that. I mean, God, Lee, man. Brother.
Don't get him started. We'll be here all night if you get him started. Oh Lord, and oh my goodness, Ace, you got to introduce him to conversation. Ace, you got to introduce him to your boy that does the Saints.
Oh, Trey. Podcast. Yeah, I don't know if you know him. Trey Johnson. He works with Actually, I think he works with East Texas A&M, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like a huge East Texas A&M fan.
He works with them, I think.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm not sure, but yeah, he's in it with that. Saints fan, is future NBA Gov is the handle. Yeah, I'm not getting too much into the Saints stuff, but like Bears, like what's his name, substitute teacher, he got the defense looking all right. I'll give him that. Whatever. Chauncey, Chauncey went up there with him and somehow saved the Bears. If you realize the Bears started winning once Chauncey got there somehow.
Oh, Chauncey's on the team now.
Yeah, since the Bears been winning, he's been there. He has like 5 sacks.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's wild. But
interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we don't have an image for that. All right, let's get to these picks, and then we'll get to take it or leave it. So the first one is Thursday night football. We have the Cowboys and we have the Lions. How are we feeling about this one?
I would Mr. Campbell take that one first.
Wow, this is one of those ones that you kind of go back and forth. You know what's at stake. I'm pretty sure this game is in Detroit. Am I correct? Right? When I look,
yes,
this game was in
Detroit. It is in Detroit.
Yeah, Thursday night football in Detroit. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go out on a limb on this because Detroit, once again, Dan Campbell took over the offensive playing call for Johnny Morton. I think they still are trying to figure this out. They weren't happy what happened Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go out on a limb. To Ace's point, the defense has gotten better. Can they stop that running attack in Detroit? Like I said, Sonic and Knuckles, right? Those guys. Can they stop those guys? I'm going to give the edge to Dallas. Very close game. I'm going to take Dallas on the road.
Okay. I was going to say Oscar would be so proud because you took his team.
That might be the game that sinks me on the pick, but we're going to go out on a limb.
I went Detroit here, honestly. I just at home in Detroit, that place gets loud and rowdy, I think. And Detroit's they're upset coming off of a loss for Thanksgiving. They don't usually lose back-to-back games, so I'm going Detroit there. But Ace, Professor?
But if they come out on a slump and lose this game, then I think that's going to hurt their standings come playoff picture. So I don't know. I'm kind of seeing the way the Cowboys play, especially how they played against the Chiefs. Tight, close game. I'm going to go with Cowboys. I'm feeling Cowboys. I think they are going to get into the playoff picture. They win this game for sure because the rest of their schedule, they could win. They could win all out.
Okay.
All right. So fun parts. The Lions, you have one easy way to run. Just run outside. All you gotta do, give Gibbs the ball and run outside. You don't need no more this Montgomery. I mean, Montgomery's nice to run up the middle. When you play Green Bay, what'd you do? You tried giving it to Montgomery too much. And what happened? All I gotta say. Every time you give Gibbs the ball, you have success. You give Monty more than Gibbs, well, we see what happens. That's all I gotta say. So if Detroit wants to win this game, you give Gibbs the ball. You got Jamon's first time being wide receiver 1. You got him out there. You got Tesla, who's like a jump ball machine and contested catches. You have pieces to win it. Dallas, the Detroit secondary is dinged up. They can win it. But Detroit, I believe, has never lost back-to-back games in the last 3 years with Dan Campbell. And when they do play back-to-back games, like after they lose, their offense just goes nuclear. Primetime, Detroit's mad how they played on Thanksgiving. I got Detroit.
And with that, now we can go to the 1 o'clock games. So first 1 o'clock game up on the slate is the Dolphins against the Jets. I'm going Dolphins. See, why y'all gotta laugh at? Why y'all gotta laugh at Miami?
It's like
I know what he's thinking. You wrong for that, Master. You wrong for that. You thinking about some cool videos.
Yeah, no, you know what?
Not just the videos.
You know what?
That. It's just the fact that it's like what would you call this bowl game? You would call it probably like the trash can bowl game. I don't know. Just the
Battle of
Fire game. Battle of trash.
Give me the Dolphins.
Cocaine Dolphins got it, boys. Y'all made me go get it now.
Bad news, Tua. We're benching you.
Tua play football.
Not anymore. We're moving you to the bench.
But Tua bumped head for team.
And now Tua get water for team. You'll be our Bobby Boucher.
But Bobby was tarded. Tua not tarded.
Of course you weren't, buddy. That's why you're getting a super important job. It'll be a promotion.
Whoa.
You're going to be the sideline electrolyte administrator. You got to make sure all the players' electrolytes are balanced.
Like a scientist.
Sure, whatever.
Wow, Tua better get started.
You're an asshole, coach.
Yeah, the Snow Dolphins got it.
Not that you said the Snow Dolphins.
What do you call it?
God, Mr. Campbell's never coming back on
here. I'm sorry.
I'm going Jets. So I'm feeling patriotic. I'm feeling the Jets. America's team.
I'm going Dolphins.
Same.
I'm going to usually this game trips the Dolphins up all the time. They always make them go up to New York, in the cold instead of reversing it. You know what I mean? They come to Miami. They always do this, I guess, to play with each team's mind. Hey, the Jets got a big win last week.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean they go on a 2-game win streak. I'm sorry. I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
All right, Solo.
There you go. The next one we got is huge AFC North matchup. Steelers at Ravens.
That's interesting.
I want to say the Ravens, but man, I don't know what the hell that offense is right now.
I'm still going with the Ravens.
Both offenses are just kind of like questionable.
I'll take the Ravens, but I'm not confident. But then again, the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers is so dinged up and old. They should win.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm going to go. This is the thing. First time ever. Big Mike Tomlin fan. First time ever I heard Mike Tomlin saying, fire Mike Tomlin in that stadium 3 rules. Well, I called it 3 rules when we grew up.
Yeah, I remember.
Totally amazed by that. And I think, again, and I heard Bruce Arians say something that was very interesting. Steelers got like the highest paid defense, and they're not worth it. So I think this is one of those ones that I think Baltimore is going to have. And Baltimore always plays Pittsburgh hard. We already know that anyway. So they're not afraid.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say the highest paid defense and they're not worth it. Yeah. I don't want to interrupt, but I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Darius Slay getting waived. I feel like that, when you said that, and and then you look at what happened with Darius Slay getting waived, I just sit back and you're like, just chuckle at it. Sorry, continue now.
No, not a problem. So for me, I think, again, Baltimore makes their run. Again, they were favorites in the division, and they were favorites to be Super Bowl favorites, of course. Got a little bit derailed at the beginning of the season. Now Lamar Jackson is back. We'll see what happens. The biggest thing is, can Derrick Henry get on track and really carry this team in December? I think that's what Baltimore needs, to hand on the ball, him not fumble the ball, and then they go on a win streak. I'm going to take Baltimore.
I'm going to take Baltimore as well.
Nice.
Bird game. Right. Still probably going to win the division. But we know what would be funny if Cincinnati somehow wins that division, because they're not out of it.
Yeah, they're not. Joe Burrow's still playing. He's
and the Bengals have notoriously owned the Ravens.
It's true.
We shall see.
That is true.
The next one is we got Colts at Jaguars in Jacksonville. The Jags actually took the division lead this past weekend. So I mean, hey, I'm going Jaguars, and if it's in Jacksonville, I'm going Jags. Feeling pretty good about this. I think the Jaguars are making a push.
Here's the thing. Jaguars on a 3-game winning streak. The Colts on a 2-game losing streak. They're going in the opposite direction. I think the Daniel Jones phenomenon is over with. I think he's regressing back to what he was to the Giants. Yes. I think great story. Sauce Gardner might be out in this game, which is definitely not going to be good. Like I say, I think this is over with. I think the Colts go the other way. I like Jacksonville.
This is a great game for Brian Thomas Jr. to get involved after that. Did you guys actually see the play where he Jacoby Myers caught the ball right, but Brian Thomas ran all the way down past him and just laid somebody out in a block? I feel like that's the type of play you get a guy going off of. And now that Jacoby's there, you throw him in the middle and then you put Brian back outside and just burn people deep. I'm taking Jacksonville in this one.
I'm taking Jacksonville as well.
Nice. And then the next one we got is, funny enough, these two actually trained together. They worked out together, everything, and now they're finally going to see. Yeah, they're going to finally see each other, rookie on rookie. You have Cam Ward against Shador. So the Titans at the Browns this weekend. I got the Browns. I think the Browns Titans are just horrible.
I know Don called the Jets and Dolphins game battle of trash, but this game might actually be the battle of trash.
Yeah, battle of rookie trash. No, I'm just kidding.
No, not like Cam Ward is not bad. Don't get me wrong. By no means has Cam Ward been bad. He makes some ridiculous. If you watch him play, Like the throws he's been making are so high level, it's crazy. But I'm gonna just say the Titans as a team right now are not good, and the Browns as a offense are not good. I expect the Browns to win solely because of the defense, but Kevin Stefanski is gonna do some dumb stuff to sabotage again. So yeah.
So you're going Titans?
I'm going Browns because of the defense, not because of Shadur. No offense to Shadur.
Okay.
I think he plays clean football. It's just the play calling on offense. It's gonna be like, when I say bad, I'm gonna say like a 13-6 type game.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, to me, this is one of the more interesting games. Like you say, you got two guys that train with each other, came up with each other all the way through college, all the way through the draft. Cam Ward showed why he was number one pick, some of the things that he did. You have heard some very interesting things when he gets interviewed after games of we're ass, we're this, very vocal young man. But I think the thing about it, why I'm going to take the Browns is because Myles Garrett is at 19 sacks, and I think he's trying to break that sack record this game with a very weak Titans line. So I see Myles Garrett having a big game and laying on Cam Ward all game. I got to take the Browns just because of Myles Garrett alone, trying to break a sack record.
Yep.
So, yeah. The Browns. Give me the Browns.
Sheesh, we keep agreeing on all these ones. I'm going to have to put a parlay in this weekend. The next one we got is Seahawks at Falcons. Look, I think much like the Saints got eliminated last week, I think the Falcons are going to be eliminated this week. I got Seahawks.
Seahawks as well, for sure.
I expect the Seahawks to win, but I don't know if I should start Kenneth Walker in fantasy because Charbonnet somehow steals every touchdown of his. But yeah, Seahawks. JSN's going to go for 200 this game. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
I think this is an easy pick. I think, again, we're talking about two teams going in opposite directions. Basically, Falcons have nothing else to play for. Seahawks has everything to play for. These are the type of wins late in the season that if you can pick up an easy win, you got to take it. Again, Sam Donald did not play like he played in Minnesota, but he's still playing a very good clip. I like the Seahawks in this game.
Nice. The next one we've got is another NFC South matchup, or finally an NFC South matchup. They meet again. You have the Saints traveling down here to play the Bucks. I'm going with the Bucks because they're trying to slowly get it together. Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan both have been cleared now to start practicing. Oh, okay, all right. But yeah, I'm going Bucks here.
Yeah, I think for me, the Saints, they're playing for draft position. I think at this stage again, you're gonna start seeing guys not playing as much. Again, what they're gonna do with some of their older players, maybe making sure they can set them up for a trade later on. But when the draft comes, and the Bucks got something to play for. This is what I'm saying. This is a time where you got a team that, like I say, leading the division, cannot drop a game. All of a sudden, you see the Panthers in your rearview mirror. You don't want to drop a game like this for a bad Saints team. Give me the Bucks.
Yeah. Give me the Bucks.
All right, cool. So, Todd Bowles, I need you to do me a favor on this agenda. I need you to light Tyler Shuck up, and I'm going to need this big old fat W from him to, the last time I asked for the Bucks to win, they let me down, and they let Dennis Allen win a game, and he still had a job the next year. But I need you to lock in this year. Get the job done in Tampa. You need to give the Saints some good old belt because Kellen Moore is not it. And Tyler Shuck, fans are a little too high on him, and they are kind of ignoring some of the dumb stuff he does. And you cannot go with a top 2 pick in this draft and not take a quarterback. Especially like if you see Saturday Ty Simpson beats Georgia, you better lose this game. You have no business winning that game. That's all I gotta say. Unless you are convinced Archie Manning is your guy in 2027 and you're losing every single game. That's all I gotta say.
Golly. Oh yeah, Mr. Campbell, y'all just put Ace in the war room when the Saints pick. I'm telling you, the Saints would be a dynasty.
Well, they better not. I'll tell you one thing: they better not be hoping that Arch Man's coming out because he's not coming out. So I can take.
No, I'm saying like 2027.
Yeah. So yeah, try to trade your picks, to stack up for that draft.
All right, the next one we got, and this one's pretty tough for me to kind of pick one. Commanders at Vikings.
Yeah, that one's a little tricky because they're both equally meh, in my opinion. But yet the Commanders are hurting more. You know, there's no Jaden Daniels. Marcus Mariota's kind of so-so. McCarthy's okay. Give me the Vikings. I don't know.
I feel bad for Justin Jefferson, but he's taking the bench on this one. I'm not starting him this week. I need a win for the playoffs, and he's not starting for me. But I'll still take the Vikings because actually I'm gonna take the Cardinals. Screw it. I'm fun.
The Commanders, you mean?
Oh, Commanders. Yeah, give me Mariota. Jaden Daniels. I don't know who's playing in that game, but Terry McLaurin look good. They still playing hungry. Yeah, I'll take the Commanders.
I'm gonna go. Usually when you got a bad team, you usually take the home team. But while I saw Marcus Mariota, I like what they did with him. They probably should have tied that game up. You had a great play by that All-Pro linebacker that not
Nick
the ball
Benito.
out. Yeah, Benito. So I think with that being said, I think the Commanders are a little bit better. I'm gonna go out the limb. I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna go with the Commanders because seeing them hang with a playoff team in the Broncos last week, they gave me a little bit of optimism. So I do, and the Vikings, in my opinion, they're not what we expected them to be this year. So neither are the Commanders either, but the Commanders do have a better defense and they know how to get after a quarterback. So go Commanders. All right, the next one we got Burrow and the Bengals against Josh Allen and the Bills. Buffalo.
I'm going some kitty cats.
It's going to be a shootout.
Oh.
I feel like it's going to be a shootout of a game. It's going to come down to the last second, 3 points, whatever.
Demon back, give me Joe.
Yeah, give me the Bengals. I'm feeling Bengals. I'm sure the Bills are going to come out super hard and super tough, but knowing them, I think they get tired really fast.
I think this is a game we're talking about Josh Allen and those guys at Buffalo. They know they got to keep winning, even though they're behind the Patriots. Looks like Patriots win 2 more games. They still out the division, but the Bills are still playing for the potential division. So for them, they got to keep pace with. They got to win this game. They're a better team. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills.
Okay. Yeah. Same. I'm going to go Buffalo at home. If this game was in, Cincinnati, then with Joe, I'm probably leaning more toward, the Bengals.
Bengals defense ain't look that bad on Thanksgiving there.
They didn't. They didn't. But I do need Josh Allen to go crazy in fantasy. I also need Derrick Henry too as well. So
you need me to lose. I need Dalton to lose. So yeah.
I need the Twins to go off. I need T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to go off.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo here. I think the Bills win. All right, so now we're into the 4:00 window of games. You got oh my goodness, you got Broncos and Raiders.
Oh, I believe in the Broncos.
I believe
in Bo Nix.
To me, this is pretty simple. The great thing about the Raiders, everybody gets to go to Vegas, have a good time, and watch the Raiders lose because if you're the road team, your team wins. It's a great cheer for the road team. It's going to be sold out. All those Bronco people are going to be down there gambling. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, you said that, and then I remembered CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens getting benched the first drive because they were out partying in Vegas. And then they went off the rest of the game.
Oh, my goodness.
Someone said, gents, the Jags have just barely been playing on Sundays. I wouldn't hold my breath about a Thanksgiving game. Gobble, gobble.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's crazy. The Jaguars have never played on Thanksgiving. Did y'all know that?
Yep.
That's
we watch birds. We don't watch Jaguars. Then again, we saw the Bengals, but still.
Well, that's the reason why Shah Khan always sends those games over to Europe, because he's like, I'll make more money over there than anybody liking my team. I mean, honestly, Jaguars are one of those teams that you don't have but Jaguar fans. You know what I mean? You don't have people in another state like rooting for them.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
That's facts. All right. The next one is NFC North is on the line. Whoever wins, their chances of winning the division they go through the roof. So you got Bears traveling to Lambeau to play the Packers. This was tough for me to choose.
This one's tough.
Wait.
Hold on. I'm gonna double check it. Toyotathon Love. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Jordan Love, when Toyotathon's going on, apparently has 33 touchdowns and 1 pick.
Is that a real thing?
That is a real thing.
Wait, what is this?
Oh. Toyotathon.
So he has in Toyotathon, right? So when they have their sale during November or whatever, so in his career he has 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Wow. Is he sponsored by Toyota?
I have no idea. But
if not, he needs to really figure that out.
Yes, immediately.
Yeah, PFF posted it. It's first in the NFL with an 83 point something passer rating. Wait for this thing to load. Yeah, 91.9 passer grade, 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 1 interception, 31 deep completions. Okay.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
All right, Packers it is for me.
That makes me
I don't know.
feel
Let me check. Toyotathon's still going on.
Because I was really thinking the Bears because, they're
it's still going on. Give me the Bears.
Give me the Packers. The Bears have won 5 straight. Caleb went. I was really high on him. Yeah. I got nervous at the beginning of the season. I started to think that Ben Johnson was going to do the Sean Payton like what he did to Russell Wilson. He doesn't have it. I'm hearing all these crazy things. I'm like, wait a minute. But it looks like they've kind of got on the same page. 5 straight wins. I think the Packers have won 3 straight. But once again, this game is at Green Bay. If Caleb Williams, and which the crazy thing is, right now, I believe the Chicago Bears are number 1 seed if the playoffs start today.
Yep.
So big game for them, big rivalry. But I'm just saying, I think to your point, now you just gave me this crazy stat about Toyotathon. I like Toyotas. I'm going to go with,
wait, that's what convinced you. Okay.
Yeah, I got it's the reliability factor, right? So
facts.
I got to go with reliability factor. Give me reliability.
Toyota got me covered.
That's why I drive a Toyota. That's why I only keep Toyotas in the family.
But man, I mean, if Caleb and the Bears could shut out Green Bay no less. That goes back to a few years. I know, but it goes back to a few years ago when Aaron Rodgers was like, "I own you" to the Bears at Bear Stadium. So that's a little bit more Caleb. Of
Jordan Love coming for you to say, "I'm daddy home, boy."
Yeah, I don't know. I might be the odd man out here. I'm still gonna go with the Bears. Sticking with my guns.
He's not a Toyota guy. That's what it is.
Yeah. Huh?
No, I want to be. No, I want to get a Tacoma. You know that much.
What do you drive?
I drive a Ford Escape.
Oh,
it's okay.
Fix or repair daily. Moving on. Next game, please. No offense, no. I'm just messing with you.
No, I know.
All right. The next one we have Rams at Cardinals. I'm going the Rams here.
Rams.
No, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think the Rams are really pissed off after that loss last week. I think they're going to really tighten that thing up. And also, they know, again, looking at the schedule, a Bears loss, they win, they're the number 1 seed. This is what we're all playing for now. So all these games, once again, I keep saying are important. This is even more important for the Rams not to lose this game so they could be the number 1 seed if the Bears drop. So, yeah, I think the Rams bounce back and the Cardinals are going nowhere fast. Give me the Rams.
And then Sunday Night Football, we've got C.J. Stroud and the Texans defense going up against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in Arrowhead. I believe in the Texans defense. I think they'll get it done.
I agree.
But you're an Arrowhead. Just kind of, I don't know. I feel like for any team, it's a hard stadium to play in, though.
I'm just messing up. Yeah, I'm still taking the Texans because of the defense. The Chiefs aren't the Chiefs this year, so yeah. If the Texans win this game, I'm very sure they can make the playoffs. This is gonna be the make or break game for them for the year. Is the O-line going to hold up against Chris Jones and George Karlaftis? You're going to have Nico Collins versus Trent McDuffie. Jaden Higgins is going to need a big game on the other side. Chiefs are mad. They lost on Thanksgiving as well. They had 10 days of rest. They're going to be coming after Stroud. But I think Texans got it. They're motivated enough. They're playing with some fire right now. They got 4 straight, I believe. Chiefs have lost a couple of them, like 3 of their last 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to take the Texans. I can't check my phone instead.
This is one of those ones really hard to pick for me because you got to understand something. Chiefs lose this game, they're basically eliminated to me. Yeah, it won't say it mathematically, but in reality, it will be. So what does Patrick Mahomes do? He's supposed to be the best player in the NFL, has that mantle at home at night. I think he understands what the assignment is. I think the Chiefs win a very, very close game because I think Patrick Mahomes just not going to go out this way this early. I think he just has one of those games. I will say this, though. If the game is close early and he's starting to get knocked around, then I raise my right hand to say, hey, I switched my pick. But no, seriously, I'm going to go down, down that hill. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes because I just think that I think that whole organization understands this is their game of the year. So I think they're going to play really well.
Yep. That's fair.
All right. Then the next one we've got is
Monday Night Football.
Yep, Monday Night Football. We got
Chargers
Eagles against Chargers.
Omari and Hampton got me covered. I'm taking the Chargers.
You know, I'm going with the Chargers too for the sake of playoff seeding. I need a Philly loss here.
Yeah.
Now, there could be a very legitimate chance Dolan probably wins by Monday night, so I'll be eliminated if he does. But for the sake of fantasy purposes, I got to take the Chargers because I got, yeah.
Wow.
Just for that, I'll pick the Chargers too.
Actually, you actually need the Eagles. You need the Eagles to lose. I think you're playing Jalen Hurts.
Oh.
Wait, so then I still have a chance, even going into Monday night. I have to check my phone charges, but yeah.
Wow.
This game is big for both teams. I think this game is even bigger for Philadelphia. Philadelphia's offense just has not been able to score points. And I think they still have not figured it out. I don't think they're going to figure it out on Monday night. I'm going to go to Chargers.
I'm curious to see how long it takes Sirianni. I'm going to say Kevin Stefanski. I've been talking about him too much. Nick Sirianni to take over play calling from Kevin Patullo because whatever Patullo's doing is not it. And Jalen Hurts has been pretty coordinator proof, but these past couple games, this Eagles offense, they're trying to get A.J. Brown more involved, and it's taking away from what they do best in winning.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to share the images for our of all of our picks and stuff. Yeah, I did. Let me go ahead and share that as well too, because we did get through all the picks. So as far as NFL records goes for us, this was everybody's numbers last week. Chad and Dalton, y'all ate. Y'all did good.
Oh dang, I was rough.
Y'all did good. I know. Chad went 4-0 on Thanksgiving. Or not 4-0. He went 3-0 on Thanksgiving.
I was 0-4 on Thanksgiving. That's what screwed me over.
Yeah, I was 2-2.
That's what got me too.
I was 2-2.
Yeah, all the road teams won, which was crazy. And then, so Mr. Campbell, this is what you're up against in the NFL as well. So Keith and Troy are both 12-3. Tasha's 10-4. Ryan is 10-5-1 because I think it was the Green Bay Dallas game that tied. And same with Allison. Ashley's 9-5. Brittany's 8-4. I think you can top 12-3.
Yeah.
I think I'm right in good shape.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I think you got this. Honestly, I think you got this. I think we're gonna have to do something for all of our guest pickers where, like, I think next year, whoever has the best record, we get them like a Christmas gift or something, you know.
How about that?
I think we should do something like that. So I think me, Ace, Mr. Sasser, Chad as well, and Flash. I think we'll sit down and have a discussion with that, and we'll see what we can come up with, and kind of like raise the stakes a little more, kind of break up that 7-3 in college football. But here we go. But we'll do some take it or leave it before we get out of here for the evening as well. So take it or leave it. James Madison will be the number 12 team in the final rankings.
I'm going to take that because that means that they will be the lowest group of 5 representative. And the way it works, that's where they sit at. So I'm going to take that.
I guess I got to take it because the G5 has to have a rep this year, and none of the G5 teams move me. So, yeah, whatever. Unless Duke somehow wins, then I believe they would be higher ranked than Duke.
Right.
Yes.
I'll leave it and say what you said there about Duke. So, I think.
Wait, I picked Duke, so I have to leave it. All right, yeah, I'll leave it.
I'm gonna take it. I'm taking this one. The next one we got here is the Dolphins will find a way to backdoor their way into the playoffs.
What are the standings for that to even happen?
So right now,
you gotta pull that up. My phone dead. I can't check that right now. You gotta tell me what that is. That's wild to even consider that, right? No.
So right now, the Dolphins are currently sitting at the. They're at the 11th. Right now, they're at the 11th seed. They're 5-7. They would have to skip over Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and Houston and Buffalo just to get the 7th seed. Leaving it? Oh, okay.
Leave it. Yeah, leave it. Yeah, no. Play Bills, Ravens, Chiefs. Nah, you're not. You might slip away.
I will say, if Miami somehow made the playoffs, massive kudos to Mike McDaniel and Tua for that, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this at the South Beach Club where that girl Drake even think this is even a possibility. So I'm leaving this right there on South Beach where it belongs.
I don't think I would be able to say that one, but yeah. My Snowbird Dolphins ain't going that far.
Not the
Well, they're not snowbirds. They be doing some kind of snow, but it ain't snowbirds.
Wow.
Well, they're also doing snowbirds too, I guess.
Goodness gracious. All right. Here's the next one. The Bears and the Patriots will not finish as the number 1 seeds.
And Patriots or Patriots? Like,
I said no, it's and.
So it's like both of them have to be the number 1 seed to take this. I'm leaving it.
Yeah, I'm leaving this because I think the pick that's the struggle is the Bears. I think they lose this game. I think the Rams in the end will be the number 1 pick in the NFC. So for me, I just got to leave it. I think the Patriots are in really good shape. I think they're being well coached. I think they finished the string. I think Mike Vrabel comes back, restores the order for the Patriots. I'm going to leave it because of the Bears.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm going to leave this
right
one.
in the Bears. I'm
going to leave it.
I believe in the Bears.
I think the Bears
but
are
I don't believe
team.
in the Bears, and they're a good team, like you said. But I think Patriots, yeah, I could definitely see them topping out over the Bears. But
all right, here's the next one. We got 2 more. Take it or leave it. Georgia falls to the Crimson Tide again, but they still make the playoffs.
Take.
Yeah, I'm taking this one.
Georgia's guaranteed in, win or lose. Alabama has to win. I think Alabama's more motivated for this one.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is easy. Georgia falls to Clemson. Crimson Tide, but makes the playoffs.
So it's basically asking Georgia.
I leave the part of Georgia, but to answer this question, for it to make sense, I'm going to take it that they still make the playoff even if they lose to Alabama.
And now this last,
there's no way they fall all the way out. It's just not possible.
And then this next one, just for fun, before we wrap up, I asked this one to Tasha. I'm going to bring it back again for Mr. Campbell here. The MEAC champ will win the Celebration Bowl.
I'm going to leave it because I think Jackson State is just the best team in HBCU football. And I think the thing about it is the problem with South Carolina State their weakness is Jack State's strength. I think they have trouble stopping the run. I think if Jack State was a passing team, I think South Carolina would play right in their hands. Chennis Berry probably is the best HBCU college football coach. I think they're going to have a great game plan, but I think what happens is big beats little. And Jack State is big across that offensive line, and I think that's why you don't have a problem. I think Jack State goes back to back.
Yeah. I'm going to take just because, like, yeah, when we did the FAMU Jackson State game, we were talking about the rushing attack, and I believe took FAMU over Jackson State. I'm like, nah, trust me on that Jackson State run game. Yeah, I'm gonna stand with that.
Oh, I took Jackson State. I took.
Somebody we had was taking FAMU. I don't know who we had on it that week, but whoever to get.
Wait, there's my finger's pointing. Yeah, that guy.
See, Don's a good loyalist, bro. He will faithfully follow you.
Man,
when the going gets tough, he will be there with you. That's for all the ladies out there. I'm gassing up my boy. Don't worry.
Wow. Oh my goodness! Wow.
This mess. Gotta guess my boy up. But yeah, same thing applies though for this too. Yeah, the Jackson State run game got it.
For now, I'm going to leave this one too because last year just worries me, or thinking about last year worries me because I don't know how well prepared Chennis Berry will have this team, because last year it felt like that layoff kind of hurt Chennis Berry and South Carolina State leading up to that game. And I was just like, they don't look like the team that, that beat North Carolina Central, the team that went to Tallahassee and, pushed FAMU to the limit last year as well. Like, I don't know what they're going to look like when they get off that bus and they start playing after that long layoff. So I'm going to leave this one as well for now.
I'll leave it, I guess.
And with that wraps up everything.
I would have a rant on the Magic, but it's been way too long and I don't feel like doing it right now. So yeah.
Oh, wait, quick, take it or leave it. Max Verstappen wins the World Cup championship.
I'm taking it, Dan. Max Verstappen. Gotta take it. McLaurin's having to choke at a century makes Atlanta look good right now. So yeah. Taking that.
Yeah.
Like a little F1 rap, a little dabbling in that.
Yeah. Well, the last race is this weekend, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, he got it. My boy got it.
He's 12 points behind the race leader, McLaren. So.
Well, Mr. Campbell, we appreciate you coming on and joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Man, this is good, man. I always get a chance to talk about some other things other than HBC football, man. Love what you guys do. And I always watch you guys. JPs, that. I always check you guys out, especially when we're not on. So, man, hopefully I'll be able to come back and see how the picks turn out and then, have you guys on the flip side with us.
Definitely. And before we do get out of here,
me person, I talk too much when I can barely talk.
Where can we find you on Twitter?
Hey, man, my Twitter is my business at iWeaveCEO. That is my business. So you can find me there on Twitter. That's also on Instagram. And then I am part of the trio HBCU Coaches Corner on Off Script channel and on the Rocky Miller channel, home of the HBCU Coaches Corner, where we interview all the HBCU coaches all across the country. That's where you can find me at every Tuesday night at 9 p.m.
Got it. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Nice. Yes, sir. So, yeah, y'all make sure y'all go check out Mr. Campbell. Go give him a listen. I was actually listening to him today on The Breakdown, previewing the SWAC Championship. That was...
we have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We have a lot. Good to see you. Do a lot of skits and things. Yeah, you guys get a chance. Check it out. We have a lot of fun. That's what we do. So we have a lot of fun. Then we get serious too. But that's one of the things. The Breakdown on Wednesdays. That's the Jack State Review Show. So we have how the guys say we serve up wings on Wednesday. So we have to pick how many wings that his team, Jack State, is going to get. And that's a really fun part of the show. So we're picking those wings. We have a really good time on that.
Nice. Yeah. I will say, before we get out of here, my hope is just, Hopefully, fam, you can get off the mat and we can make that series more competitive. That's what I want.
Well,
honestly.
the coach needs to not be in a different town when recruiting national signing day happens. So,
Jesus.
Might need a new person there to get off the mat. You can't get off the mat if you're not on the mat to begin with. You know what I mean?
Well, anyways. Right now he just trying to catch the bus,
And you make sure you send me this. I need to have catch the bus,
buddy. He already on the bus and gone. He's on Hop Town.
I got you, Mr. Kill. I'm gonna send that to you.
That is crazy. That is crazy work, as the young people say. Golly.
Oh Jesus! When I saw that the first time, I saw the one with him with his stuff on the side, like with the bus in the background leaving. But then I saw that, I was like, oh snap!
I'd say something else he has on his side, but Peace would get mad at me if I said it. I can't say it. I saved it till off air.
That is crazy work.
Hey, that's not crazy. What else he got on his side? But it's okay.
Oh, all right, folks. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe. Stay blessed. Enjoy the college football weekend.
Thank you so much.
Also, again, tune in Saturday night after the ACC championship for our college football playoff scenario bracket reveal as well. No countdown to kickoff until Orange Blossom Classic 2026. So that, of course, stay safe, stay blessed. We